Call to order the April 10th, 2023 meeting of Plymouth Township Council. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Is there any general public comment on the agenda to begin? Seeing none, tonight our first item on the agenda is a 20 years of service resolution for Michael Spornak, and I will hand that over to Ms. Vicio.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Whereas Michael Spornak has served the Plymouth Township Police Department faithfully since April 28, 2003, and has therefore completed 20 years of service. And whereas Plymouth Township Council desires to formally recognize the diligent and valuable service rendered by Michael Spornak and publicly express its appreciation. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Michael Spornak is congratulated for completion of 20 years of service with the Plymouth Township Police Department. And be it further resolved that this resolution be entered into the official minutes of Plymouth Township, and that a copy of this resolution be publicly tendered to Michael Spornak, adopted this 10th day of April 2023 by Plymouth Township Council Christopher G. Nero, Chairman.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Vicio. Is there a motion to approve this resolution? Motion from Ms. Vicio. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Whitney. Any comments or questions from council?
Congratulations. Many congratulations.
For your service.
And thank you.
Any comments or questions from the audience? Seeing none, we will do a roll call vote. Mr. Whitney?
In favor.
Ms. Vicio?
In favor.
Ms. Bandish?
In favor.
Ms. Bramblett?
In favor.
And the chair votes in favor. Come on up.
You're the tallest one. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
More than welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting if you're here for the resolution, or you may quietly exit now. You guys are missing the best part.
We just had the best part. I think we'll do.
All right. An announcement that executive sessions were held on March 13th, 2023 and April 3rd, 2023. At this time, I'll ask for an approval of the minutes from the workshop meeting on March 6th, 2023 and the regular meeting on March 13th, 2023. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Motion from Ms. Bandish, second by Mr. Whitney. Comments or questions from council or from the audience? Seeing none, we'll do a roll call vote. Ms. Bramblett?
In favor.
Ms. Bandish?
In favor.
Ms. Vicio?
In favor.
Mr. Whitney?
In favor.
And the chair votes in favor. Approval of departmental reports and bills. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion from Ms. Bramblett. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Whitney. Comments or questions from council or from the audience? Seeing none, we'll do a roll call vote. Ms. Bandish?
In favor.
Ms. Vicio?
In favor.
Mr. Whitney?
In favor.
Ms. Bramblett?
In favor.
And the chair votes in favor. Moving down to police and public safety tonight, we have a Pennsylvania Department of Transportation resolution. Ms. Bandish.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. Just a little background, PennDOT has been able to earmark federal funding in order to move forward with the Vulnerable Road User Project and will perform pedestrian signal upgrades. The specific upgrades are limited to the replacement of old pedestrian traffic signal heads and push buttons, if they're present, and being replaced with new pedestrian countdown signal heads and push buttons. So the following intersections are going to be done, and that's Germantown Pike and Plymouth Meeting Mall along Fall Road there, Ridge Pike and Chemical Road, and Butler Pike and Cedar Grove Road will be affected. Be it resolved by authority of the Council of Plymouth Township, Montgomery County, and it is hereby resolved by authority of the same that the Township Manager of Plymouth Township be authorized and directed to submit the attached traffic signal maintenance agreement, to submit further future modifications to the attached traffic signal maintenance agreement, and to submit future applications for traffic signal approval, either in writing or via electronic signature, to the Department of Transportation, and to sign this agreement on behalf of Plymouth Township. And that is going to be formally adopted. The true and correct copy of the resolution is legally adopted at the meeting held on the 10th day, it is the 10th, isn't it? The 10th day of April 2023.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Banish. Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved.
Motion from Mr. Whitney. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Ms. Bramblett. Comments or questions from council or from the audience? Seeing none, we will do a roll call vote. Ms. Vicio?
In favor?
Mr. Whitney?
In favor.
Ms. Bramblett?
In favor.
Ms. Bandish?
In favor.
Chair votes in favor. Chief, anything additional tonight?
Yes, sir. I would just like to pass on that the Plymouth Township Police Association will be hosting a shredded event on Saturday, April 29th at the Montgomery County Votech School from 9 to 12, and that's free for all township residents.
9 to 12, you said?
Yes.
Thank you, Chief. All right. Moving down to Public Works and Sewer, we have the Thomas Road Sewer Improvements Waiver Request. Mr. Whitney.
Okay, so in regards to the sewer improvements on Thomas Road, residents are asking for a waiver of the township portion of the sewer connection fee in the amount of $3,897 each. As we have in the past for small projects like these granted such a waiver, I would make a motion that we grant it for this project as well.
There's a motion from Mr. Whitney for this waiver request. Is there a second?
Second?
Second from Ms. Vicio. Comments or questions from council or from the audience? Okay, seeing none, we'll do a roll call vote. Mr. Whitney?
In favor.
Ms. Bramblett?
In favor.
Ms. Bandish?
In favor.
Ms. Vicio?
In favor.
And the chair votes in favor. Okay, next we have, this comes from a letter from Alan Mason at Carroll Engineering regarding our Plymouth Interceptor Phase B. This was recently out to bid for this interceptor project, but as the letter states from Mr. Mason, given the understanding of the financial resources allocated for the project, he's suggesting that the township consider a rejection of the bids received in order to pursue grant funding to reduce the project's financial impact to the township, as well as an opportunity to do the commissioning of a geotechnical investigation onto the Metroplex property. Based on the unit prices included in the bid packages and accounting for the economies of scale, the savings associated with modifications to the project could possibly reduce it by as much as 5% of the bid price. So I'd like to make a recommendation tonight that we reject the bids for the Plymouth Interceptor Phase 3B at this time. Is there a second to that motion?
Second.
Second from Ms. Bandish. Comments or questions from council or from the audience? Okay, seeing none, we'll do a roll call vote. Ms. Bramblett?
In favor.
Ms. Bandish?
In favor.
Ms. Vicio?
In favor?
Mr. Whitney?
In favor.
And the chair votes in favor. Engineering, Mr. Manai, anything tonight? Okay. Moving down to subdivision and land development, these are plans currently under review. We have a couple extension requests. First one goes to Mr. Whitney.
All right. In regards to the property at 1508 Sandy Hill Road, we have an extension request until July 15th of 2023, and I would make a motion that we grant this extension.
Okay, motion from Mr. Whitney. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Ms. Bramblett. Comments, questions from council or from the audience? Seeing none, we'll do a roll call vote. Ms. Vicio?
In favor?
Mr. Whitney?
In favor.
Ms. Bramblett?
In favor.
Ms. Bandish?
In favor.
And the chair votes in favor. Next extension request is for Royal Farms at 906 Ridge Pike. Mr. Whitney.
All right. In regards to the application of two farms, otherwise known as Royal Farms, at 906 Ridge Pike, we have an extension request until June 30th, 2023, and I would make a motion that we grant this extension.
Okay, motion from Mr. Whitney. Is there a second?
Second?
Second from Ms. Vicio. Comments or questions from council or from the audience? And we'll do a roll call vote. Ms. Bandish?
In favor.
Ms. Vicio?
favor?
Mr. Whitney?
In favor.
Ms. Bramblett?
In favor.
And the chair votes in favor. And final extension requests for the plans under review is for 2516 Butler Pike. Ms. Vicio.
A letter from Robert Blue requesting an extension for the property, the Miller property on 2516 Butler Pike. The land development submission and the requested extension is to June 30th, 2023, and I would make a motion that we accept that extension.
Okay, motion from Ms. Vicio. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Whitney. Comments or questions from council or from the audience? Okay, seeing none, we'll do a roll call vote. Ms. Vicio.
In favor?
Mr. Whitney.
In favor.
Ms. Bramblett.
In favor.
Ms. Bandish.
In favor.
And the chair votes in favor. All right, moving all the way down to zoning. Our zoning hearings for the month, they will be read by Ms. Bandish.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The zoning hearing board of Plymouth Township will hold a public hearing on Monday, April 17th, 2023, commencing at 7 p.m. in the Greater Plymouth Community Center, right here, 2910 Jolly Road. Following applications will be heard. Pennsylvania Real Estate Investment Trust on an application for special exception from Plymouth Township zoning ordinance number 342 as amended in Article 11, Section 1100.8. The special exception requested is as follows. CREAT proposes to demolish the existing building on the IKEA parcel and construct a 4 or 5-story mid-rise apartment building containing 300 residential units. Proposed mid-rise apartment development. Prior application was denied on September 21st, 2021 by the Zoning Hearing Board. An appeal of that decision is presently pending before the Commonwealth Court. Property is located at Germantown Pike and Hickory Road in Shopping Center Zoning District. Jonathan and Alicia Domers on an application for variances from Plymouth Township zoning ordinance number 342 is amended in Article 7, Section 702.f and Section 702.g. The variances requested are as follows. Increase maximum impervious coverage by 82 square feet to 36.1%, where 35% is allowed, and the minimum green space by 82 square feet to 63.9%, where 65% is allowed. Property is located at 99 Kirk Street in C Residential Zoning District. Vince S. Yip on an application for variance from Plymouth Township zoning ordinance number 342 is amended Article 6, Section 600. The variance requested is as follows. Remodel an in-law suite section of the property to be a home kitchen takeout style of Chinese noodle house and bubble tea shop. The property is located at 710 Township Lane Road in B Residential Zoning District. Greg and Erin Bishop on an application for a variance from Plymouth Township zoning ordinance number 342 is amended Article 19, Section 1909. Variance requested is as follows, to allow a fence in the front yard. Property is located at 148 Alexander Drive in B Residential Zoning District. Hickory Veterinary Hospital, LLC, on an application for variances from Plymouth Township zoning ordinance number 342 is amended in Article 6, Section 401 and Article 18, Section 1800.8. The variances requested are as follows. To permit expansion of the current non-conforming use of the property as a veterinary care facility, and to permit expansion of a building with a non-conforming use by more than 25% of the building area, with such building area determined on the date the lawful non-conforming use of the building was first made. Property is located at 2303 Hickory Road in a AA residential zoning district. And last, W. Scott Winger, AIA, on an application for variance from Plymouth Township zoning ordinance number 342 as amended Article 4, Section 402.b. The variance requested is as follows. Front yard setback as an existing non-conforming condition. Applicant seeks to erect an accessory structure proposed to align with the same non-conforming line of the existing house setback, which will require less impervious coverage. Property is located at 305 Killybanks Lane in AA Residential Zoning District. Any citizen of Plymouth Township or interested party may attend the public hearing and have an opportunity to be heard.
And just for the next one, just a reminder that at last month's meeting, we had already decided to send opposition to the pre-application last month's meeting. Ms. Banish for another item of opposition.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to send the township solicitor to oppose the Vince Yip application.
Okay. It's a motion from Ms. Bandish. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Ms. Bramblett. Comments or questions from council or from the audience? Seeing none, we'll do a roll call vote. Ms. Bramblett?
In favor.
Ms. Bandish?
In favor.
Ms. Vicio?
In favor.
Mr. Whitney?
In favor.
And the chair votes in favor on that opposition item. Okay, moving down to Parks and Recreation. Ms. Vicio has our upcoming events from the Parks and Rec Department.
Mr. Chair, we have a variety of upcoming events at the GPCC in April. We have Swim with the Little Mermaid on April 28th. We have the Brad Fox Memorial Fishing Derby on Saturday, April 29th. The Montgomery County Senior Games from Monday, May 1st to Friday, May 5th. We also have the GPCC Health Fair in coordination with the Roxborough School of Nursing on Friday, May 5th. There's registration happening currently for summer day camp and for one-week specialty camps run by the GPCC. We also have a community yard sale at Montgomery County Community College on Saturday, May 6th. New item is a program, How to Get the Most from Your Water Fitness Workout, which is Sunday, May 21st. We also have Plymouth Township Day coming up, which is always a great day. That's Saturday, June 3rd. There's barbecue bingo on June 8th, a summer pool party on June 23rd, which is also a new item. And there's a note to save the date for National Night Out, scheduled for Tuesday, August 1st. And on an ongoing basis, there's always the opportunity for Plymouth Township sponsorship and for spring program sponsorship. If anyone's looking for details, they can consult the GPCC's brochure, app, website, or by calling 610-277-4312.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Vicio. Announcement for miscellaneous and old business that we still have some citizen board vacancies to announce. All residents wishing to serve on a citizen board are asked to submit their resume or a letter stating their interest to the township manager at 700 Belvoir Road, Plymouth Meeting, PA 19462, or via email to kweiss@plymouthtownship.org. Currently, the following citizen board positions are open. Property Maintenance Code Appeals Board has 3 positions open. The Historical Architecture Review Board has 1 position open. The Human Relations Commission has a position. The Parks, Recreation, and Shade Tree Advisory Board has a position. And the Civil Service Commission has a position. And again, residents willing to serve can email Township Manager Karen Weiss, kweiss@plymouthtownship.org, or send a letter of interest to 700 Belvoir Road, Plymouth Meeting, PA 19462. Is there any audience participation, comments, or questions for tonight? Okay. Anything additional from council? All right. Seeing none, we will adjourn. We will have an executive session.